Hi guys, today we're going to react to Rogue by Jinjer. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Dan W60. Thank you, Dan, for yet another Jinjer request. We appreciate all your ongoing support.
As always, thank you, Dan, for the ongoing support and for bringing us back to Jinjer. As we personally know, Dan is a big fan of Jinjer. He saw them live recently, as I hope to do as well in February 2025. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
Drinking all the sewage of the damage that go out, and its harder has become the thought tigerless endeavors of fallen loaded with his words, no thought of their own
The song doesn't give you a second to realize where you are. It's like a kick in the groin. It's just pure anger and fury. I can really connect it to the subject matter. I'm exhilarated to listen to Tatiana's Demon. It's a very visceral experience. And the subject matter, I think, talks about either the pharmaceutical companies and their sinister agenda to poison all of us for gains, for money, or the problems in the medical community where they treat diseases instead of curing them. It's a well-known problem that the public has with the whole medical community. Not to say that the medical community is bad, but I can understand why a song like that might talk about it. I don't know if it talks about that per se, just my interpretation is very subjective, but that's what I'm getting from the lyrics so far.
I'll just start by saying, yeah, definitely an attack on the senses. The song goes from 0 to 6 million in no time. So far, it's great to hear, as you put it, Tatiana's Demon. Tatiana in her screaming voice the whole way through. And her scream also shows her control, because you can actually understand what she's saying, which is amazing. And yeah, I just love it when they get in this type of tempo as well. It doesn't just pass on a message, it beats you on the head with it. It's like, if you are slow to understand, you have to get this anyway. And again, Tatiana proves that she's just an amazing lyricist, because I got something completely different than you did out of it, which is really cool. To me, I think the song talks about more of a political thing, as far as political leaders and exploitation of power, control, and the consequences of blindly following someone in a position of authority, or even just putting them in a position of authority. There's all kinds of themes coming up here, but even that first verse, their bread tastes like rock, joining circles of the dead, as I am drinking all the sewage of the damage they call help. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed is a king. He plants in their empty pots ugly, rotten seeds. I thought that was fantastic. Basically talking about the one-eyed is king in the land of the blind, because everybody just follows blindly, and this imperfect person, this probably corrupt leader, is just being followed, and all he does is plant rotten seeds in their empty pots. It's like in their empty minds, he actually plants rotten thoughts and rotten ideas and a rotten way of going into the future that they're just going to get used to.
Take a lesson, fall alone.
I got images also of talking about like stuff like war, you know, collecting blood is his ambition. He sets so light the value upon lives. So lives have no value. He's
Yeah.
all about collecting blood, really, where the blood is either blood money or
Yeah.
you know, actual blood because people just die. Each despicable decision activates his dreadful nights. It's like in an instant, he'll just either go to war or just place some kind of punishment upon his people in a
Yeah.
way that they might not even know. It's just fantastic. I love the way this is written. It's just deep and powerful.
Yeah, it could easily go to where you took it. It's heavy criticism against people in power that view their own people not in solidarity as their people whom they need to serve, but as nothing more than resources to exploit.
Commodity. Yeah. It's somewhat similar to some of the songs we covered by Ren, whose lyrics have similar ideas to this, you know, about leadership and control and politics and basically using people as commodities. And we just kind of go along with it. And I think this song is not just a criticism of that leadership, it's also criticism of the people who follow blindly like sheep. And it tries to promote kind of original thinking, individual thought, and not just following for the sake of following. That's what it feels like to me. Like this is a wake-up call.
Yeah, that line with the bread that tastes like rocks is like a grenade. You can take it so many different directions. It's like the sustenance they give you and expect you to be grateful for it. They give you just enough to keep you alive so you can keep churning out value for them because they don't eat rock tasting bread. You can really draw many conclusions out of that particular line. You can just imagine what you could do with the entire song.
Yeah, I just loved it. Love the way it's written, you know. The bread tastes like rock, joining circles of the dead. So this is an ongoing thing. And then she says, as I am drinking all the sewage of the damage they call help. They pretend to be like helping you, but what they're doing is getting you used to a certain way of life that benefits them. Just fantastic. She says, and his order has become their thought. Take a listen. Their mouths are fully loaded with his words. No thought of their own arose.
Even though the song is very filled with anger, you can say that the good intentions, the soul of Jinjer resonates through it. It's like they're mourning humanity, mourning the way things are right now.
Yeah, in a way, but it's almost like a last-ditch attempt, you know, to try to wake everybody up and potentially change things. Depends on how you take it. It could be like there's no hope, or there is hope. You just have to kind of rise up and do something about it.
When I took it to my interpretation, I was talking about the pharmaceutical companies and the problems in the medical community. Again, not to say that the medical community is bad. In it, there are bad parts. And apparently, according to your interpretation, which by the way, I like more, what I said is a sliver of the corruption and the sinister agenda that people in power have. It's just a part of the exploitation of the commodity, as you said, that is the people themselves. It's just...
And the funny thing about that is that I said that there's a similarity to some of the themes that come from Ren's music. You know, big pharma and mental health and the way people are being treated by the medical community or whatever.
Yeah.
That's also something that Ren covers.
Yeah.
Not just corruption in power and people use this commodity and all the rest of it. So it's actually pretty great that we have artists like Ren and Jinjer who try to bring this to light, try to get people to understand what's going on, because the world is just so filled with corruption and moral decay and just what is happening these days. We are basically like treated as pawns. We are here to serve these higher powers and their ambition, and people who can actually see it either feel hopelessness, there's nowhere to go from here, you know, like despair, or like Ren and like Jinjer are artists who just actually kind of try to do something about it with whatever they have at their disposal.
It kind of begs the question in my mind. I mean, for years, not just judging by the protests in this song, but the sinister, evil men and women that are in power, that are puppeteering on the rest of us, poisoning the air and poisoning the food and treating illnesses instead of curing them. Don't they suffer from the same things? Don't they eat the same food? Don't they breathe the same air? Not from a climate crisis standpoint, but they're human just like the rest of us. Then why do all these things? It feels all so counterintuitive to their own agenda.
But there's something very specific about their agenda. Their agenda is about power and control, which is stronger than anything else, like living with breathable air and having some kind of a utopia. They're more concerned with using people for their own gain, whether it is monetary or power. But a lot of people, it's not even about money. It's just about power in politics. They just want to get to that position of power and stay in it for as long as possible.
Yeah. It boggles me because it doesn't negate the underlying self-destructive nature of their actions.
The beautiful thing about artists creating art that talks about these topics is that it encourages critical thinking, getting people to understand that they're being manipulated and what's going on around them, especially recently, with the elections in the US and the way people have reacted to the result and just all the garbage that was coming up on the way to the election. It's become really like a worldwide thing. It's not just America, and you got social media and this and that, and everybody uses all of this and wars as just a means to get more power, more money, or whatever, and it's usually just at the expense of regular people. But all these things have been there since the beginning of time, because people are inherently flawed and corrupt, and they will do evil things to get what they want. And that's happened, you can say, since the Bible. It's just become a little bit more maybe sophisticated. This kind of writing and this kind of theme and music and this kind of thinking really resonates with me, and I really love Jinjer's work. Tatiana's writing always finds a way to get to me. Fantastic. Thank you, Dan, for another awesome Jinjer request. Another one to add to a long line of fantastic Jinjer songs with awesome lyrics, and another one that I will have to learn before I see them live. Yeah, we appreciate the ongoing support oh so much. Thank you, and keep them coming. We love us some Jinjer. Thanks a lot, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Dan, for this Jinjer request. We enjoyed reacting to it very much. Thank you very much for all the support you've given us throughout the time we've been doing the show. Please, more like this. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified of all our future videos. If you want to make sure we get to your reaction requests, please make them through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
As always, our Jinjer reactions playlist should be coming up on the screen around about now. Give it a click, check it out. We hope you enjoy. Let us know what you think. Thanks again, guys, for all the support coming our way. We will be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.